running to the bubble. Oh, you're trying to plug it in. Yeah. And I like how my way of helping that is you're gonna run through the bubble.
Oh, this is gonna upload. This is gonna be like an
Oh wait, what? I'll just continue.
What we scared tonight, we scared tomorrow. Right now, your stomach is that's what you need to be scared. Or chicken's the same.
I've never had.
Oh yeah, go for the tandoori chicken. Most everything's gonna have curry. Yeah. I'm just gonna have a little salad. I'm kind of full.
I think yeah. I don't know, do it find out. I would wait until there's less people coming, you know, until it calms down. And
You said?
then make sure the live chat's like jumping.
testing 1, 2, testing. Test 1, 2, test.
So that's what my
So you're like waiting like 15 seconds.
I think you should just sing "Come and Get Your Love" by Brandon. I do use snap on this. Yeah. Oh, really? Hold on.
It's so funny.
Is there anyone on the live stream right now?
There's 7. Johnny, go do it. It doesn't flow sounds very well. Oh, here it goes.
Mine hasn't gotten there yet.
Oh, that's better. I'm going to push you off the edge. Oh, this is way better. Yeah.
The game's all here. It's the brownout. It's the brownout
Okay. Is it too loud or not? A little bit? No, it's good? Okay. So, welcome again for the most of you, because I see some... thank you. Just go down. Is it better?
Some of you already been here yesterday, and so that's why I'm welcoming again. But some of you came here for the first time, and I really wanted to give you a little bit of, let's say, a schedule for today's program, because it's going to be a little bit different than last time. I will introduce the performance that you're about to see. On the end of the performance, as a ritual, it's a sad moment for many of us, for you as a parents, for me as a teacher, and for the students as the ones who are guilty of that sadness. Because many of them are graduating, and I always like to spend a little time to appreciate every one of them. So if you feel, don't cry, mama. If you feel you need to go, and that's completely understandable, but I just wanted you to be aware that I'm going to be spending a little bit more time on the end of the presentation. However, I'm sorry? You can try it. I can try it now? Okay. I follow the instructions. Very good. Thank you. So it's a beautiful spring day outside, and when it's a beautiful day like that, do you feel anything? What do you feel? First of all,
Joy.
happiness, and you feel alive, right? So I want to appreciate feeling of being alive. But when I say alive, it's not just our ticker is kicking in here and we could move the legs, but actually being alive within our souls, being alive within our spirit. And I think this performance specifically will actually wake up. If you, for some reason, a little bit sleepy today, I think will wake you up with emotions quite a bit. People from the audience, for example, from last night, Maryland, did it move you? So, and today, I think you could watch it probably multiple times, because first of all, we'll have a different cast. Some of the numbers will be performed by different cast members, but just each one of them always brings some kind of individual impact on anything that they do. The performance itself will not be happening without specific people. So first of them, of course, my students. Can you just all come on stage? Woo! But those are the faces, those are the people who actually were the main inspiration for the work
that, I mean, like, I don't want to be like, oh, I created it, but I kind of did. So, and they were the main inspiration because their spirits, their souls, their hardworking energy, their youth, very, very inspiring. So, of course, music is a big inspiration as well. But also my own personal growth, I guess, and changes. So because we all, as we, I don't want to say grow older, but just gaining some time on our shoulders. So I hope we becoming to be a little bit smarter, but I also feel like we becoming to be a little bit more deeper, deeper with ourselves and connected. So I also would like to see, and I know I'm jumping from place to place, forgive me, because I don't have a speech prepared, and today I'm a little bit nervous because of the special event with our seniors, so I would like for the seniors to step up. And recognize them in the dance. And for some of them, most of them, it's a last performance with the boss of ballet. But I hope for many of them, it's not last performance, period. So because they all very, I don't want to say gifted because I don't like, but they are very driven. They're very driven dancers. And I say more dancers. So because you are dancers, girls, okay? So, and one special senior today, Maya, stay forward. Today is Maya's birthday, so we all gonna sing. You ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Maya. Happy birthday to you. So she's a gift for us, and I think this is a great gift for you. So okay, I'm going to release you guys because we need to go and get comfortable before you dance. Spectre, if you could help us with this tough clothing. My partner in crime, Elizabeth Adet. Can you come over here? This is our ballet manager, and she's the mother of our former student, Felicity Adet, who graduated in 2015. So she's in Princeton now studying. And Elizabeth, this is for you as a thank you, because without you, we will not be able to exist. There is a many components why we're existing. First of all, it's a beginning, and I do want to appreciate Mr. Wiley, who is in the audience, because he's the one who put the platform, very strong platform, on the bottom of all of this program. But as we go, people change, people moving forward. So, and at this point, Elizabeth Adet is crucial to our program. So she's working. Actually 25 and a half hours a day, and she does not sleep. She eats a little, but she has such a wide wide heart, and not just beautiful heart, but it's so wide and big. That's how I feel it, because she cares. Maybe she comes out a little bit very British, very Oxford, because she went to Oxford, so she's a very educated woman. But she's the one who cares about everything. She cares about your kids. She cares about my sanity. And I do want to just say thank you for everything you do, Elizabeth. And from myself personally, and I know from all of our students. To make it like super long, but at the same time, I do want to take my time and give this opportunity for all of us also acknowledge another person, Chris Hopkins. So, if you could step out. I know people know you, but just in case if they don't. There you go. So, Chris Hopkins has been here for 11 years. And it was in his presence already when I became to be an artistic director. So because there is a long history, of course, with the Basel Ballet. So, and I do want to say specifically thank you for supporting our program, for believing in us, and for carrying not just myself, not just program, but actually those kids to the next levels. Because many of them here, but many of them already graduated. And one of them, for example, Joanna Lear, I just went to Mexico and visited my student who already have her own studio and teaches kids ballet, and she always was inspired by teaching. And she said, so, oh yes, it was the year when I came to the school, so the Mr. Hopkins became to be a headmaster. So Mr. Hopkins is going to be taking a different journey. And I don't want to say goodbye, but I just want to say thank you for all of the years that you put into the school and to our program. So we're going to give you flowers, but you have to promise that you do not kill it. And this specific plant is pretty much survives everything, but we will see if it survives Chris Hopkins. I'm sure, I hope that you looked at the programs a little bit already in advance and got a little bit familiar what to expect from the performance. It's not going to be just dance, it's going to be dance and poetry. Again, as I said, the biggest inspiration was my students, but in general, of course, it's life. And when I was thinking about what we're going to do, because there was many different options, not options, I didn't have an options. I was just looking for one option, the one that's right now what we perform. But first it was, it's also an important year because it's a 200 years celebration of town of Pittsville. So I do want to so I was thinking, first of all, I love where I am. I love Maine for many different reasons. For the nature of it, as of the nature, the weather, the winds, the trees, the people, the surroundings, and I thought I really want to do something about Maine because I love Maine. Maybe I will do seasons. That's how it all started. Maybe many of you remember I was planning to choreograph ballet called Seasons. Not Vivaldi, but it was just supposed to be seasons. I imagined hunters, I imagined some kind of ice skating rings, and so just to incorporate all different seasons in the state of Maine specifically. But it's for some reason, it just did not move. Not because Maine is not moving me, but because it was something else calling. And that's how this thing became to be this thing. So it's because there is a little bit of seasons, and when I start looking at it, kind of going from that word seasons, because each one of us, our life has seasons. So we get bored, we live life, we go to the next step afterwards. So it's all seasons, it's a cycles. Even your emotions have a seasons too, they have a cycles. You cannot be constantly happy, or you cannot be constantly upset, or grieving, or all of those emotions. They still go in cycles. And and today I really want you to dig deeper within yourself and try to actually use your memory for the most of you. I see there is many young people in here, but then there is quite a bit of mature people in here, so I'm sure you have tons of memories. Do you remember when you first time fall in love? I hope you have fallen in love before. If you haven't, it's never too late. We have actually a number in this performance, it's called Young Love. And when I choreographed it, yes, of course, the young people who is going to be portraying that feeling. But I believed in a different way. So it's the young love, that love itself young, not necessarily the person young who's in love. So I want you, even if you love your dearest friend, partner in your life, go back and fall in love again. If you don't have a partner, don't he will come to you. But do not be afraid to fall in love, because love is one of the beautiful, beautiful things. That's what keeps us alive, actually. Love to mothers. By the way, Happy Mother's Day! Love to nature, and love to yourself too. So another part of your own section from your inside, I would like you to open to sadness. Just as much as it's beautiful about love, the sadness is actually beautiful too on its own, at least in my vision. So don't be afraid to be sad. Don't hide from that and thinking, oh, I don't want to bother people with my sad emotions. Do bother them, because I think we all wanted to be bothered. We wanted to be hopeful, because to be meaningful in life, I think that's the best purpose, what I see of this. We're not just here for ourselves. We're actually being placed for somebody or something. So, and I guess what I'm trying to say, so I try not to judge people who are maybe more time spending in the more sad emotion than happy emotion. Because to be honest with you, sometimes I don't even know how you could be happy too long. Your abs hurt. So I don't think it's really possible. So don't shy away from those feelings that visiting you suddenly. Maybe you will watch today a performance. If you feel like crying, cry. As long as you grab your tissues, otherwise I don't know how to help you. So, but open yourself to anything you're going to see. But I also want you to be an artist today as well. And why? Because in a professional surroundings, if you will be visiting today a theater, so we will be in first of all, we'll have quite a bit of the negative space. Second of all, I will not be talking that long before that show, for sure. And you will have we'll have a professional lighting, and which is completely separates. It's like frames the dance, and it's absolutely beautiful, and it's very important to have those experiences, of course, too. But we're in a different surrounding, and I also feel like it's actually very good. We don't have a costume. Yes, of course they're wearing some attire that I think will be suitable for what they do, but there is no colors. You know me, I dress in black very often, but I almost wore the color today, but I think, no, I'm not going to wear the color. I'm still going to come back in black, and because I want you to be a painter today. I want you to be an artist. So paint everything what you're going to see in your own colors. Use your imagination. Use your memories, as I mentioned to you, happy memories, sad memories, boring memories, I don't know, anything, but be you. Do not, or I should say, I'm like you're coming to be again teacher, do not. Suggestion, try. Try to avoid those moments when we are putting the masks on ourselves to be polite, or thinking that somebody's expecting for us to be polite right now. Somebody expecting for us to be happy right now. Somebody expecting for us to be quiet right now. So it's those expectations, and of course I'm not saying be disrespectful or don't be polite, but I'm just saying don't lose yourself within those social surroundings. So it is important once in a while, and sometimes we do have to wear the masks, right? So, but don't forget to take it off, okay? So I really would love for you to, again, last words, open yourself up to what you're going to see. It's not going to be very, very long. I talk more longer than actually before, but I hope I'm not boring you. I really hope that you will enjoy it. So sink in what you're going to see. So enjoy the presentation. Thank you.
Let's speak of our souls. Let's even hide from our ears and eyes. Like a rose garden, always keep a smile. Like imagination, talk without a sound. Like the spirit reigning the world, telling the secrets, uttering no word. Let's get away from all of the clever humans who put words in our mouth. Let's only say what our hearts desire. Even our hands and feet sense every inner move. Let's keep silence, but make our hearts move. The mystery of destiny knows the life of speck after speck of dust. Let's tell our story as a particle of dust. those first affections, those shadowy recollections, which, be they what they may, are yet the fountain light of all our day, are yet a master light of all our seeing, uphold us, cherish, and have power to make our noisy years seem moments in the being of the eternal silence. Truths that wake, to perish never. Footfalls echo in the memory, down the passage which we did not take, towards the door we never opened, into the rose garden. My words echo thus in your mind, but to what purpose, disturbing the dust on a bowl of rose leaves, I do not know. Other echoes inhabit the garden. Shall we follow? Quick, said the bird, find them, round the corner, into our first world. You gave me hyacinths first, a year ago. They called me the hyacinth girl. Yet when we came back, late, from the hyacinth garden, your arms full and your hair wet, I could not speak, and my eyes failed. I was neither living nor dead, and I knew nothing, looking into the heart of light, the silence. the brown fog of a winter dawn, a crowd flowed over London Bridge. So many. I had not thought death had undone so many. Sighs, short and infrequent, were exhaled, and each man fixed his eyes before his feet. We wear the mask that grins and lies. It hides our cheeks and shades our eyes, this debt we pay to human guile. With torn and bleeding hearts we smile, and mouth with myriad subtleties. Why should the world be overwise in counting all our tears and sighs? Nay, let them only see us while we wear the mask. And I must borrow every changing shape to find expression. Dance, dance, dance. Torchlight red on sweaty faces, after the frosty silence in the gardens, after the agony in stony places, the shouting and the crying, prison and palace, and reverberation of thunder of spring over distant mountains. Here is no water, but only rock. Rock and no water, and the sandy road, the road winding above among the mountains. If there were only water amongst the rock. There is not even silence in the mountains, but dry, sterile thunder without rain. What is that sound high in the air? Murmur of maternal lamentation. What is the city over the mountains? Cracks and reforms and bursts in the violet air. Falling towers. Jerusalem, Athens, Alexandria, Vienna, London. Unreal. A flash of lightning, then a damp gust, bringing rain. Ganga was sunken, and the limp leaves waited for rain, while the black clouds gathered far distant over Heimerland. The jungle crouched, humped in silence. Then spoke the thunder. Time does not bring relief. You all have lied. Who told me time would ease me of my pain? I miss him in the weeping of the rain. I want him at the shrinking of the tide. The old snows melt from every mountainside, and last year's leaves are smoke in every lane. But last year's bitter loving must remain, heaped on my heart, and my old thoughts abide. Come to me in the silence of the night. Come in the speaking silence of a dream. Come with soft, rounded cheeks and eyes as bright as sunlight on a stream. Come back in tears, O memory, hope, love of finished years. O dream, how sweet, too bittersweet, whose wakening should have been in paradise, where souls brimful of love abide and meet, where thirsting, longing eyes watch the slow door that opening, letting in, lets out no more. Yet come to me in dreams, that I may live my very life again, though cold in death. Come back to me in dreams, that I may give pulse for pulse, breath for breath. Speak low, lean low, as long ago, my love, how long ago? I am dead, my dearest, sing no sad songs for me. Plant thou no roses at my head, nor shady cypress tree. Be the green grass above me, with showers and dewdrops wet, and if thou wilt, remember, and if thou wilt, forget. I shall not see the shadows, I shall not feel the rain, I shall not hear the nightingales sing on as if in pain, and dreaming through the twilight that doth not rise nor set, haply I may remember, and haply may forget.
Take my ears, I won't use them. They no longer hear the music, just silence and walls, no footsteps in the halls. Take my hands, they are nothing to hold on to or believe in. No loving embrace, just big empty space. I'll be take my heart, it's beating. It fought hard and was defeated. I didn't give up, just wasn't enough. I'd be
From the wide window towards the granite shore, the white sails still fly seaward, seaward flying, unbroken wings, and the lost heart stiffens and rejoices in the lost lilac and the lost sea voices. And the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time. Through the unknown remembered gate, when the last of earth left to discover is that which was the beginning. At the source of the longest river, the voice of the hidden waterfall. And the children in the apple tree, not known because not looked for, but heard, half heard, in the stillness between two waves of the sea. Quick now, here, now, always, a condition of complete simplicity, costing not less than everything. And all shall be well. And all manner of thing shall be well. When the tongues of flame are enfolded into the crown knot of fire, and the fire and the rose are one.
So I was reassured that if I started weeping, the dancers would also be doing the same. Indeed, my last opportunity to first, let me also, as Natalia did, recognize Colonel Mike Wiley, who is somebody I will always respect deeply and be very fond of wherever I go in the future. And the vision and the sheer hard work that it took to take this dream, this vision, and make it a reality on this campus, no one will ever know. I had the good fortune of spending a lot of time in my office for many years talking about what our plans are going to be, and I will never forget you, sir. Thank you. And then, while none of them is here, buildings and grounds. When I arrived at MCI 11 years ago, I had a lot of experience doing most everything in preparation to become a head of school. But by chance, I hadn't had any experience overseeing the school within which a pre-professional ballet program was housed. And building and grounds, none of them had any idea that they would become expert set creators, instructors, and they've just been extraordinary in addition to all the other work that they do. I want to thank the friends of BBT. I want to thank Chris Feria, who the Chia emerged, that would be nice. You send her out, she's there. And just echoing what Natalia said about the 25-hour and a half, and I didn't realize about the half, but 25 and a half hours a day that Elizabeth has put into this. And then parents, I've just been so blessed to meet so many parents over the 11 years of the dancers here at MCI, extraordinarily supportive people. And then there's the brilliance, and that is Natalia Getman. And for the last time after a show, just as for the last time before the show, I was able to merit them all. Now, if you know French, but you don't know what that means in the ballet world, please quickly Google it so you understand that I'm not uttering a profane, inappropriate word in French. And then the special individuals behind me, in particular the 7 seniors, they are not only dancers of extraordinary ability and hard work and dedication, but they are those who attend MCI, whether they're in the dorm or our day students, are outstanding students, are involved in leadership positions and just leading by example. Their academics are extraordinary. They've become involved in the full life of the school, and that reminds me to say once again, there is no other program throughout this country that we're aware of that by senior year, the seniors who came to MCI to dance also received a rigorous preparatory education and now have options in front of them. And again, Colonel Wiley, you saw that potential. I did not realize that the easily accessible poet T.S. Eliot would be quoted through Tim Hardy's words. And I say easily accessible with very much tongue-in-cheek. I taught English forever, and when we did T.S. Eliot, I never did more faking of pretending to have half a clue what I'd rather be a pair of ragged claws scuttling across the ocean floor meant. But as I listened to those words, I was reminded of a very short part of the love song of J. Ralphie Prufrock, when he says, "I'll do my best," Tim Hardy was, "Do I dare? Do I dare?" Now, Prufrock was talking about eating a peach, nothing compared to what these students and those who are involved in this program have done. They have dared, and every time they're rehearsing, every time they're here in front of people performing or elsewhere, they are daring. They're daring. They're risking absurdity. They're risking mistakes. They're putting themselves out there in a way that I cannot begin to fathom, and the courage that takes. Tremendous gift to this school, this local community, to Central Maine. If you would please help continue to spread the word about this unique marriage of boarding day school academics and pre-professional ballet, which with unparalleled instruction. And I will also say, and I'm the headmaster, so I'm going to say this. If you look at the last page of your booklet, you will notice that everyone has the opportunity to support this program. Our sports teams have boosters, okay? BBT has the friends who have done a wonderful job, but I'm proud to say that if you paid attention to the progress on our camps and new facilities, an American, if you've not been over to our new Visual Performing Arts Educational Center, I hope that you do so. It has allowed us to have 4 studios during the summer, during the intensive. But an American school spent more on the arts than it did during a campaign on sports. The renovation of that facility cost more than the expansion of our athletic facilities, and it wasn't by design, but how many schools can say this in the United States, and rightly so, because the arts at the school are extraordinary, and the pinnacle, the flagship, is right here in front, behind me, in front of you. I'm beginning to talk long in the performance as well, so I will end there. I got through it without getting choked up, so it's all yours. I'm dropping the mic for the last time into your hands.
So how do you feel about the performance? Mixed emotions, right? So for some of you, just for as much for our students, some of you parents as well. So, but this is what we usually do, and I feel like that it's very important to. I wanted for you people, of course, I see some faculty members in here, dormitory people, our great nurses here, so you all know them, but some of you maybe don't, and I really feel like I want you to be a little bit more familiar with those individuals. Not every one of them, just seniors today. So here you go. Ava is first. And this became to be tradition. I searched for that specific plant to get them, because it seems like, as I said before, they survived long. I also know, receiving some messages from some of our former students who received those plants. They said, "Oh, I carry it to my now apartment, to my dormitory. It stays with me." So I hope, guys, it will stay with you. I don't know for how long, but long enough, right? So, and you are Ava, just as beautiful as this beautiful flower, very dimensional, right? Rushing a little bit your life, right? So in general, of course I have to correct them. Please forgive me if you're just thinking, what is she doing? Yes, it's not a correction, it's a navigation to your future. Your parents teaching you all of the good things, but also, I am a mother of 5, 3 dogs, 2 cats, no, 3 cats, 2 dogs. And then the 25 of the humans that most of them belong to you, but I kind of play them for once in a while. So I do feel that I want to put some my input into your lives too. So Ava came to us, it was the first, well, the last time we did Sleeping Beauty, right? Paquita. She was cast in Mazurka. You see my face? Not happy face. It was not good Mazurka. It was not good Mazurka. It was far away from Mazurka. People from Poland should not watch that dance. Mazurka was originated in Poland, so that's what I'm saying that. She murdered it as far as much as she could. But then she came to us, and she put her, this is what defines Ava probably as an individual. She's a super, super hard worker. Of course, all of them are. But specifically, there is something in her. There is always spark, there is always fire, there is always, that's why she's Russian. That's why she's Russian, because she needs to be there, she needs to be there. My suggestion, right? So you will be there when you need to be there, okay? So don't rush yourself. So I'll give yourself a little time. Let the nature work with you with the right speed, right? So as we are getting born, we're not walking right away. First we're like doing something here, head, and then we have the babies in the audience today. I'm sure you're going through all of those experiencing, right? So the head first, then sit, then whatever, the crawl. I don't really know the pattern, so I won't remember myself doing it. But anyway, so everything has its own speed, right? So in progression. So just, and I wish best to you for your future. So what's your next step?
Well, I'm actually graduating early this year, so I just want to make that over. I'm 16.
I'm telling you, Russian.
Next year, I'm going to be going to Charlotte Ballet in North Carolina.
Ava's seriously hoping to pursue a professional career as a dancer. So, and we wish you the best. We love you, Ava. I also want to make sure that when I call the child, tell the parents stand next to them because we want to identify you too. Papa, come. Come. When you go to... So, and those are the parents, because without parents, you will not be able to... So our parents are most important people that we have. So, and you have a wonderful daughter, and I congratulate you with that. So, and of course, next to me, Astrid. Astrid is from Canada. And I remember Astrid, oh goodness, stop it. I remember Astrid when she came to audition for our program, because she wasn't the student who came, well, lots of our students, like Ava, for example, they come, so lots of them come after experiencing the summer camp, and they like to explore our program more in a deeper level, because no matter how comprehensive our summer program is, it's actually even more comprehensive during the year round. That's why these dancers could do things that they were doing today. I know I have a friend in the audience, Kelty, and she's a dancer. I'm sure she could justify for the technical difficulties of what they were producing, but they were producing it with ease. And that takes a lot of training. So Astrid came to us. How did you find us?
4 years later. I think I saw a poster and then we called.
Oh, good. Poster and then we called. Very good. That was a good poster. And she was timid. She was stiff. She had a good balance. I could tell like she will have a good turning. She had a good turning abilities, because as a dancer, you do look at the body as an instrument. It's not an insult, but we are judging. Like I do judge. Okay, extension 0, turn out, turning great, jumping. Oh, good. So it's those kind of evaluation going through. So she passed her evaluation thanks to Mama and Papa, because they gave the life to Mama and Papa. Come, come, come. Right? So they gave the light to this beautiful girl. And the name was So, but what, again, makes Astrid to be Astrid? She's very humble. She's quiet, but at the same time she's loud. And her voice is different than actual voice. Oh, you choose. She struggles a lot, but she never backs up. She always looks forward and she absorbs those difficulties with the, I don't say pride, but with the courage that actually motivates myself to learn how to
Anyone have a black Sharpie?
Where is it?
So, yes, because all of the students, they inspired us something, and I love people in general. Of course, I love animals. I don't know who I like more, but I do like people. So, and Astrid inspires me in ballet because things don't come easy, at least in dance. I know she's very smart at school, and she will go so far in many directions. Whatever the directions you will choose, you will go there and you will get there, Astrid. I don't want to say with ease, but it will be very firm direction and firm placement, because a lot of times when the things come easy, we don't really stick to those things. For some reason, our human nature doesn't really, we just begin forgetting to appreciate how easy we got there, and we're like, oh, I took this under. So, but when you take it a little bit more harder road to get somewhere, I think it really sticks with you because you really work hard for those destinations of your life. So I do want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, being my student for all these years, parents, for sharing your daughter with us, because it's a gift. It's a gift. You all the gift, but today we're talking about you. Here's our Lord. Noticing the flowers? Oh, thank you, lady. So, Lord, very different, and I like that about her. She came to us kind of in a different way. So she was kind of coming to take a drama classes, and she still was searching, where to go and study, and Portland, Boston. So, and that's great. But I remember seeing and saying, what a talented girl, because she does have a lot of the body gift is there. But it was, something is missing. And I think, to me, and I'm sorry if it sounds like a criticism, but I'm not criticizing, I'm just speaking from my heart. So the dimension was missing. And because of that, and when I say dimension, it's just putting a little bit depth into everything you do. Because her body goes that way, like, oh, I could lift my leg, but why? Why do you lift your leg this high? Or what's the purpose of that high leg? Is it expressing something? Or what do I do when I hold it? Do I hold with this muscle? I don't want to go too technical for you, but there's a lot of things, I believe, involved in every movement that you do, or every act that you have in life, or whatever it is. So for Lorna, because it was a little bit easy, I think it was a little bit too flat. So, and I remember correcting you for the pliés. Just remember that, correcting for the pliés. Every class, plié was, something was wrong with plié. So, and then the things start to change. So she came to MCI, and I think Lorna is very social child, yes, social child, and she searches a lot. And sometimes it could work for benefit, we all have to search. And sometimes, maybe we need to have a balance in that search. Because we could search, and we miss it, search over there, and then we're missing what's up here, like closer to you. So that would just be my suggestion to you personally, is before you look that way, look this way. And see what you have here, grabbing it, making it yours, and then travel further to the next step in your final destination. Who wants a picture? And of course, Lorna will not be here if it wasn't for her mama, papa. Yes, please come. Come. Spontaneous, and I love that about her, especially in the, I don't, at least used to be pretty much at all, I have not done much contemporary work. And, but lately I've been very interested myself to work a little bit more towards that direction. And Lorna is, I believe, is very strong because she has a free spirit, and it travels quite a bit. It could be here one day, 1 minute, it could be there, and because of that, she brings that specific spark that we wanted to see when we see that contemporary work, which is less restricted in some ways than, for example, classical ballet. And I think it suits her really well, and I think that's the direction you're taking, right? Where are you going?
I'm going to Montclair State University in New Jersey.
Congratulations. And I forgot to ask her where she's going.
Fort Brown College in Toronto.
There you go. That's good. So I just want to say thank you to you as well for being here for all of those years. Okay. Then we have, oh, here comes the we didn't say that. Okay, I have to say, I don't know how it's going to sound, but this is what I want to say. Kira is special. She is very special in many different ways. We were talking today, actually, in the morning, we were talking about people being odd, and I'm not saying that you're odd. But I also was saying, that's not that they're odd, that's what we think they're odd, because we are like, you know, those masks we're putting on, and we think everything, the rest of it is all odd. No, it's just, that's who you are, okay? And I want you to embrace who you are. I think the biggest struggle for Kira through the years that I know her, it was her confidence. And through these years that you've been here, tell me if I'm wrong, her confidence, I don't want to say it's up there, like it's on the final destination, no. I think it still has room to develop and to come to its own place. But I also think because of that, maybe sometimes insecurities and things like that, so that's what, it compensates, actually I should say, it compensates with the kind heart. This is what this girl has. She just by nature, and I don't want to say like she's super helpful. Yes, that's the fact. Kira is super helpful to everybody. But it's not because she wants to be super helpful. It's just because she has a calling in her heart to do what she does. And she is spreading herself and gifting herself every single moment to everybody, and everything is around her. And we want to say thank you, of course, to your mama and papa for making you this way. Chris, you get paid for that or not? So thank you very much, and I just want to make sure that the people know what's your next step, honey.
I'm also going to George Brown College in Toronto.
Okay, perfect girl, Maya. Maya, here's Maya. said, I want to present flowers to Maya. I opened up the secret. So, things about Maya. What can I say? This girl, in my opinion, changed so much from the first day I met her. To be honest with you, I don't remember the first day I met her. Because she was not very visible. And I'm just honest, she was not very visible to me. She just said, I said, Maya, you were not Sleeping Beauty. She said, yes, I was a dead. I'm thinking, no wonder, I could not see her from Maya. So when she came in, my kind of it's not a nickname because I don't call her that way, but once in a while I say, Maya, you're like Pinocchio again, you know. And it's not because she's lying in her nose, it's because she's wooden. Yes. So when she came to us, her the dance technicality, if I will describe it like this, she was very, very stiff. If Astrid was stiff, she was very, very stiff. And on top of that, she's very petite. Stiff and petite don't come together in a good way. So basically, you have very limited things, stiff, petite, to express. Because to express, we need to reach further to the audience, so you have to have a little bit more long arms, long lines of your body, and the extension of your movement. So, and I cannot be any prouder of you, what you accomplished in the years that you've been here. Because watching her, if some of you been here yesterday, and today, some of you who's here only today, Taylor did duet with Hector, so Maya did that duet yesterday. And it was breathtaking. Because suddenly, this petite little canary, I don't know why I'm calling her canary, Sleeping Beauty is coming up. I think I'm already casting her for the canary fairy. So, what? Maybe. But suddenly, this little bird opened her wings and they're reaching you, even though they're still very short, but they are reaching you. Should I say about your toes? No. We'll keep it between our family, right? So, but they are reaching not just our eyes, but they're reaching our hearts and our souls because, and I also, first I thought, oh, Maya a little bit to herself, like she's like, I'm determined to do things, but she's not. So I'm learning about them, and every year I think they're evolving into something, and I don't want to say better because they were good, but into something different, but in a good way different. And I have to say, it's thank to all of us, not just thank to Maya, but it's to all of us because everybody who she or this girl gets in contact, we do influence them one way or another. I know that for a fact because I wouldn't be the way I am if the people around me were not existed because I get influenced a lot by surroundings. So, and I know how important it is to observe those influences, to sort them, in the certain places. Do I want more of this? Do I want less of this? And I think Maya has a really, really good plan about sorting things. Firstly, she's good when she's helping with costumes, sorting them all together in places, tagging them around. But she's also very good to sorting what she wants to take, how much of it, and how much she wants to give back from herself, because you gave back a lot, Maya, and I want to say thank you for that. Are you going to come down?
Sure.
Sure.
Come down, yes, come down.
Sorry, I'm coming.
But while they will be coming down, I'm going to start with the next child, okay? But then we'll next child is Gabby. And we have another Gabby. So, this is what makes Gabby different. She's not an MCI child, but she's a boss of ballet child. So she didn't come to school here, but no matter what, even though, yes, of course, MCI boss is a one united story right now. So yes, let's appreciate Maya's parents. Yeah. Thank you guys. And happy birthday, and thank you for the mamas who gave the birth to the So yes, actually in Russia, it's I don't know how it is in the States, but my mom will always have flowers from my dad, and when we start making some money from us children on my birthday or on the birthday, so I'm just encouraging you guys, just in case if you don't do it. It's actually very, very nice for a mother to feel that way. So we're going back to Gabby. And even though she was not present as long as most of the previous seniors we were describing, but I will say this, even if she was present only 3 days, I will take that versus 100 days of something different. So that's how much impact this girl makes, in my opinion, at least to myself. And of course, it has to do because we are sharing the same sign. We always talk about Patriots games because we both fans of Patriots. We know all of the players, the coaches, and what's going to happen and how we're going to approach this game and all of this. And yeah, so we got it. Yeah. But I think what also unites, at least that's how I feel, unites me with Gabby, it's her, first of all, she's very mature. She's very mature and she's very open-minded. I see I'm watching them always backstage sometimes, and I just see everybody have their own way how they're getting ready for the performance and for their tasks. And again, I don't know why, but I identify myself with her because that's what I would do. That's just what I would do. That's the way how I would behave backstage before the performance. So I'm not saying if it's good or bad, I'm just saying that's what I would choose. So I do want to say thank you very much for what you did, because you're not just an inspiration to me, but I think you quite a bit impacted all of our students who does come here more often, like, I mean, hourly, literally, like they hear some of them are living in a dorm and they live with each other 24/7, right? But I think Gabby is like a breath of fresh air that we always wanted to feel. So I want to say thank you and good luck to you. What are you doing? What's your next plan?
I'm going to John Jay College in New York City.
Woo! They only give you that. And they have a choice. And that's just amazing. So, but she's a beautiful dancer too. And Guilty, her teacher. She's here today too. So I'm sure you're proud of her just as much as I'm proud of Gabby as well. Is your mom here? Yes. Can we come? Can we come? Yes, here. Thank you very much, guys, because a lot of times, you know, and that's kind of impossible. We don't have like too much parents' appearances, and it's nice. I'll be honest, I'll say it's nice because sometimes it could be a little bit distracted. But what actually good about it, because I could feel that you parents trusting your children to us, and I feel that it's okay for me to be with your children, that it's okay for me to guide your children's day, that it's okay for me even to influence, because I don't feel the resistance, and I really do want to say one more time that I appreciate that about you. And Gabby's parents specifically, we never really had a chance to talk a lot, but it doesn't matter because I know your daughter, so it means I know you. Thank you. It's hard to tell if she's crying or not. She's crying on the inside, I know that. Last but not least, for sure. Get your flowers first. Yes. I think I told, well, maybe I just thought about it, I'm not sure if I said it before loudly or not, but Miki is a grandma of Basa Ballet because she's been here the longest from any of you guys who is here. Miki started dancing with us when she was by my knee level. This is how little she was. Was it in the Don Quixote you were a little puppet performer there? And but this is things about Mickey. I could talk about Mickey a lot because again, I know her more than I know any of the other students for right now. The youngest ones are coming. I'll tell the stories about you when you will be seniors too. So, but things about Mickey, even though it doesn't matter what height she is, she was always almost the same. She was always very determined. She's very concentrated. She's very strong. And when I say very strong, not just muscular strong, but she has a super strong spirit. I swear to God, I'm thinking, doesn't matter what comes in front of her, she will survive. She's almost Russian. So you have to check her papers, where she's really coming from. So, but another thing about Mickey, she is always there for you. I remember when her and Olivia graduated last year, so they were kind of cast many times in this duet roles, little Chinese. How many times you did Chinese before you graduated? 5 years of Chinese dance. Can you imagine? In the Nutcracker. And but it always was different. And I have to say, from this age, this identifies the age. From this age, she was one of the dependable dancers. I could say, like, I don't care what the other professional person comes and say, oh, I don't think she could. I don't even need to listen to that because I know this girl will do what you need her to do. And it has to do not just with the technicality on the stage, but it has to do with the emotional preparation, how dependable she is. And I cannot stress enough that quality, not just in a human being, but specifically a dancer, it's a dependability. And this girl has it. She is super, super dependable. I think the world could depend on Mickey. Even though she is now a little bit higher. So she shares the same love as I am to animals. We love animals. She loves my dogs. And I don't really even feel right now that I have to say goodbye because I still think she's here. And yes, of course she's here. But she will be here. Am I making you laugh out there? Yes. You thought you came to see the ballet, not the comedy, right? The lady in the audience, so she's just that. But anyway, so I know, I actually, even though I was saying Mickey is Russian, originally you came from where? Vietnam. But I think she's a true Mainer. She is a true Mainer because this is her home. She is one of those dancers, because we do have it, and I'm not criticizing, please don't understand me wrong, but a lot of dancers, they want to go, oh, I've been born in Maine, I'm in Pittsburgh, I want to go, and it's great. You want to see the world, and I think it's great. But this girl, for some reason, felt that she wants to experience this world longer, until it will be time for you to go. And I don't know how far she'll go. Right now, she's going as far as Maine. Yeah. So it's already.
Oh, did somebody just shut me off? So because they don't.
Gotta go.
Oh, it's a power problem. No, it's a battery maybe. Yes. So that's just indicated. Natalia, speed it up as it needs to go home. So, but you could hear me still, right? Yep. So and I do want to actually personally appreciate that loyalty that Mickey always provided for us when Angie was here, and now it's me here, and it's always loyal. She is like a good, I'm sorry, it's going to sound wrong, but she's like a good dog. I'm sorry, but it's a compliment, because the dogs are very loyal, and they're there for you, no matter if you have a makeup or you don't have a makeup, if you're happy, if you're sad, they're there for you with open heart and very loyal. And myself as a person, that's one of the human quality I really appreciate, it's the loyalty. And it's an important quality. I know you have it, and I want to be thankful to you for that. I know sometimes it happens, guys, when our seniors graduating. Mama, come closer. When the seniors are graduating and
You have to be in.
Yes.
Mickey says she has 3 moms.
Oh, thank you. That's excited.
Actually,
When seniors graduating, a lot of times the parents are graduating too. I do want to invite you guys just to, and of course this is for, of course it's for all of you guys. This is still your home. Because what is home, Maya? What is home to you?
Just where your soul is and where you feel most yourself and love.
Yeah, that's what you feel about home. That's beautifully said, Maya, right? So, because you are loved in here. Yes, of course, I correct you. And again, I don't want to say the word criticizing because there is a difference between criticism and corrections. So I do correct you a lot. I am not the easiest person to be around.